Listen, Monk Mode Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro, at the end of the day, once you run up the millions, listen, it's important to know that if they're not multi-millionaires, do not let them come around. They are not invited. I repeat, if they're not multi-millionaires, they are not invited. Listen, we solved the issue. At the end of the day, if they're not multi-millionaires, they're not invited. Listen, when we got the mansion, if the people we want to invite don't have a mansion, they're not invited. At the end of the day, everybody's trying to bring people up. They think everybody in the world can just come with them to the top. It's a phrase called "it's lonely at the top" for a reason. You're the only one being consistent enough to drop all this content, while everybody's sitting back and watching and complaining, talking about old traditions from 1950, talking about 6 figures a year, they can't go to Aspen, and talking about getting a divorce. At the end of the day, listen, we're not getting a divorce. I don't want a divorce. I don't want a Maserati. I don't want to make 6 figures. I want the multi-millions. At the end of the day, listen, at the end of the day, we on a different route from a lot of people. So listen, we gotta stay away from everybody. Listen, until the multi-millions, until the $1 million portfolio and real estate comes, until the multi-million dollar revenue YouTube portfolios show up. Listen, at the end of the day, we moving solo dolo like the president. At the end of the day, we pulling up in luxury lifts. We pulling up solo dolo. Listen, we not rocking with nobody. At the end of the day, if it's not through online, we not rocking with it. We not rocking with it. Listen, a lot of people, 98% of people, are in survival mode. If they're not a multi-millionaire, 9 times out of 10, they're in survival mode. They're gonna use you. They're gonna rep off of your name. They're gonna say, "Hey, I know him. He's the multi-millionaire. I know that guy. Yeah, I'm cool with guys with him. I'm cool friends with him. Oh yeah, that's my cousin." Listen, at the end of the day, listen, family is not allowed or invited to my mansion. I repeat, family is not allowed or invited to my mansion because they didn't take the time out their day to create content, to stop chasing casual sex, to stop casual dating, so they can enjoy casual sex and casual dating. At the end of the day, only the people that was with me shooting in the gym, dropping content also are invited. At the end of the day, we not going out like James Harden. See, this is what happens when they push sex agendas. James Harden's cousin, who is not a multi-millionaire, came to his mansion. Now James Harden getting sued because his cousin touched and raped a woman at his mansion. This is what happens when you don't bring people who are on your level already. These people don't have the mansions because maybe, I guess, they're not putting in the work to have a mansion. Listen, at the end of the day, if I was James Harden's cousin, why would I go to James' mansion? If I was LeBron James' cousin, why would I go to LeBron's mansion? Why can't I just go to my mansion? That's the problem. A lot of dudes in this generation are acting like women. I repeat, a lot of women in this generation a lot of men in this generation are acting like women. They want to go to their friends, their cousins, whoever's the biggest. That's what they like to call it, the phrase, the biggest. Whoever's having motion, they want to go to their mansion. They want to get invited to their pool party. At the end of the day, listen, that's how you catch a case. Listen, men will forever keep catching cases as long as they keep being weak. At the end of the day, listen, 2025, it's a new day. Listen, I believe everybody can become a multi-millionaire, especially in America. Yes. You believe that, King 40? Absolutely. Everybody in America can become a multi-millionaire. Everybody who has a YouTube app, a Snapchat app, Instagram, a Kick. Listen, anybody who has those apps can get monetized. But they want you to feel bad for their sad sob stories on why they got treated black and white, and why they got treated with racism, and why they got poor treatment They baby mother ran off on them, slept with another guy. Listen, at the end of the day, they shouldn't have had lust. At the end of the day, they should have been strong. You have to show women strength. You have to show strength to the world. At the end of the day, you got to be strong for your future kids. At the end of the day, the multi-millions is for your future kids. It's not for us. Listen, it's not to be selfish. The multi-millions, we running up the revenue for the future kids, for my future family. At the end of the day, I want to get my daughters and my sons, listen, I'm going to have 10 kids. I want to get all 10 of them any supercar that they want when they turn 16, 17, 18. They can get any supercar every single year. I don't care. It's on me. At the end of the day, listen, I'm putting in the work now. At the end of the day, I'm still going to be on YouTube 30, 40, 50 years later, still telling guys out there, control your lust. Because if you don't control your lust, you're going to end up like James Harden and getting sued. You got the mansion. Why are you bringing guys who are not rich to your mansion? Why are you around non-rich people who have mansions? That never made sense to me. If I got a Ferrari, I'm not hanging out with nobody who can't afford a Ferrari. I'm not hanging out with nobody who's not in the Ferrari club. Listen, when I get the Lambo, I'm not hanging around nobody who's not in the Lambo club. Listen, you're not on the same level. At the end of the day, they want you to get the Lambo and hang around the dudes in the Hyundai. Listen, at the end of the day, the dudes in the Hyundai, they gonna rob you because they don't know what it takes to get to the Lambo. At the end of the day, listen, a lot of these dudes are out here on dating apps. Listen, they all giving up. If you're on a dating app, you have low self-esteem, bro. I'm just here to tell you, bro, there's no 10 out of 10 on any dating app. Any dating app there's no true 10 out of 10. Those are 6s at best. Kevin Samuels, 6s at best. And I'm not judging. I'm a content creator. I'm just explaining. I'm just a messenger. I'm not hating. At the end of the day, on every dating site there are 6s at best. Listen, at least be on the dating sites that only multi-millionaires are on, and they got to pay a lot of money to even get on those sites. They're not even on those sites. They're on regular Binge, Bumble, Tinder, BLK. They'll never get a 10 out of 10 on a dating app because you're not attractive. Listen, the most top-tier women are not on dating apps. I repeat, top-tier women are not on dating apps, bro. You got to get in certain circles. Don't chase those women. Listen, the only circle you need to get in is your own circle that you create as a multi-millionaire or as a future multi-millionaire. Listen, make and create your own tight-knit community. Listen, you don't have to bandwagon off Steph Curry. You don't got to bandwagon off LeBron James or LaMelo Ball. Listen, you can become your own man. You can become your own hero in your life. Listen, you don't have to wait till somebody hands you a handout. Listen, beg for nothing and earn everything. A lot of guys out here, they begging for women's attention. Oh, why you not texting me back? They blowing women's phone up. Oh, why you not calling me back? They're begging for the phone numbers. A lot of women don't even come up to guys. And it's 2025. If you got the Ferrari, she'll come up to you. But these dudes don't want to get the Ferrari, so they're begging for her number instead of getting a Ferrari. I didn't know these women were cooler than Ferraris. I never knew that. I've never knew that. To be honest, like in America, they only speak one language. Listen, it's a LaFerrari. You could be an English guy in a freaking Italian car. It's an Italian car, bro. You can get the Italian girl. Not a girl. You can get an Italian woman in a LaFerrari. Gems. At the end of the day, you can get an Italian woman in an Italian car. And she speaks 7 different languages. I repeat, you can get an Italian woman in an Italian car called the LaFerrari, and she speaks 7 different languages. At the end of the day, listen, beg for nothing, earn everything. A lot of dudes out here on YouTube, they're still begging for Cash App donations. They're begging for people to subscribe and like their content. At the end of the day, instead of just putting out content that actually helps men in a long term, in a long run, they'll subscribe, they'll like your stuff. At the end of the day, if they're not liking, listen, they just don't have the same mindset as you. And if they don't have the same mindset as you, they're probably lusting. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Listen, we can't save the whole world. Listen, we live in this world, but we're not of this world. Listen, we're going to work hard for everything. We're going to work hard for the LaFerrari. We're going to work hard for the Corvette C8. We're going to work hard for the Lambo years. At the end of the day, listen, I don't want no handouts. I don't want no friendships. I don't want to get around no rich guys. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't need to be around other rich men to come up. I'm not a female. I'm not a wolf. At the end of the day, listen, I need to be alone to make the multi-millions and drop content to make the multi-millions consistently. That's what's going to make me multi-millions in a long time. If I just keep dropping videos and keep retaining my seed, that's going to make the multi-millions, because retaining my seed is going to keep the momentum. At the end of the day, listen, if you're not retaining your seed, you're not dropping content, listen, I don't know how you're going to get the multi-millions without joining a lodge. I don't know how you're going to get the multi-millions without having to sacrifice a family member. Listen, at the end of the day, Monk Mode Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro.